What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to this brand new episode of Restoration with Vic. Today I'm going to be working on these female Aqua 8s from 2007. I recently picked these up at New York SneakerCon back in December. A couple of dudes came to the table, had a box of beaters, looked through it, and I found these gems. Best part about it is I only paid 20 bucks. As you can obviously see though, they're cooked. We're going to need to give them a good massive deep clean inside and out, repaint the midsoles, remove the oxidation off the soles, re-glue the soles, touch up the uppers, and some other small details. We got a lot of work ahead of us, so let's get started. First step we're gonna do is remove the shoelaces and insert our Rejuvenator adjustable shoe tree. Shoe tree's in, now we're ready to get started with the deep clean. First thing we're gonna do is squirt some squirts of a Rejuvenator solution into our collapsible bowl. The first brush we're going to be using is a stiff bristle brush to clean these soles up. All done with the stiff bristle brush. There's still some deep stains in the yellow areas. So we're going to be moving on to the brass bristle brush to get rid of those deep stains. All done with the brass bristle brush. So now we're going to be moving on to the all-purpose to give these uppers a deep clean. All done with the all-purpose brush. Now we're going to be moving on to the last brush, which is a soft bristle, to clean up these tongues, the sock liner, and hit up these insoles before we put the shoes inside the washing machine. Insoles are good to go. Before we put the shoes inside our sneaker laundry bag, we got to give the shoelaces a quick pre-treatment inside the collapsible bowl. Time for the washing machine process. As always, we're gonna put the shoe inside our washing machine, have our cold water settings with the medium, small cycle, it's just one shoe, and of course, our detergent. This thing's pretty beat, so we don't wanna use this. I got a fresh bottle. We're gonna wanna use 1 ounce of our detergent. Shoes are out the washing machine. They came out great. The sock liners are back to white. The Velcro on the straps, back to white. Uppers look really good. Soles look good. Creasing is out too, which is a good thing. So pretty much we're just gonna move on to the next step, which is the soles. Remove the oxidation. Obviously they're not white soles, so we're not really removing yellowing from white. What we're gonna do instead is remove the greenish tint from the bluish soles. I think the soles are supposed to look like the color on the midsoles. We'll find out in a bit. So what we're gonna do next is apply some Salon Care 40 with some saran wrap and put them inside my indoor setup. Shoes are fresh out the indoor setup. I'm gonna show you guys a side-by-side comparison on what they used to look like. As you can see on this shoe, it has a greenish tint on the sole. After putting the shoes up for about 45 minutes on each side, that green is completely gone. The soles are back to its original blue tint, almost matches the tongues. When I took out the shoes at the indoor setup, I started picking up the soles and realized the full sole needs a re-glue. So what I'm gonna do next is peel off the whole sole and move on to the re-gluing process. First step we're gonna do before we actually put the glue on the shoe is remove the old factory glue off the soles and the shoe. We're gonna be using cotton balls and acetone to do so.
Wax on, wax off.
Okay guys, we got the soles and uppers fully prepped. Before we glue the soles back onto the shoe, we're gonna take advantage of the uppers being soleless by stripping the paint using my thumbnail. The reason why I'm not gonna be using acetone and That's Easy spray is because these midsoles are a bit older and I don't wanna damage them. So the best method for this shoe is my thumbnail. We got the midsoles fully prepped, so now we're back to the gluing. Before we glue this part on back to the shoe, we're gonna be taking care of this panel right here that's peeling off using some super glue. Panel's laid down, looks good. That's not gonna be coming off anytime soon. So now we're gonna move on to the uppers. First step we gotta do before we lay down the glue is tape off the white uppers. Okay, the white leather is taped up. Now the next thing we're gonna move on to is laying down our glue from Barge Infinity Cement. Pretty much what I'm gonna do is lay down a thin coat on the foam material and another thin coat on the uppers. Let it cure for 7 minutes and then clamp them together. Alright guys, all done gluing the midsoles onto the uppers. Came out real good. No glue where there shouldn't be. Alignment was on point, but there was one problem. On the edges right here of the midsole, it started deteriorating from how brittle these midsoles are and how strong the glue is. Nothing I did, it's just how old these shoes are. As you can see on this area, using some paint, I kind of masked those areas. Can't really tell from afar, but up close, it's there. Not much I can do about it, but move on to the next step. We're gonna be gluing these soles back onto the shoes. I'm gonna do the exact same process I did with gluing the midsoles onto the uppers. I'm gonna lay down some glue on this part and the shoes, let it cure for about 7 minutes, then clamp them together. We're gonna work our way from the bottom all the way to the top. Midsoles are taped up, same thing with the panel on the bottom. We don't want to get any glue in those areas. So now we're just going to lay down our Barge Infinity Cement glue on both the uppers and soles, wait 7 minutes, then clamp them together. Yeah, that glue is pretty dry. Try it. And that's why he's our videographer, guys. Time to clamp. We got one shot, so let's make it count. All done with the glue job, alignment's on point. Like I said, no glue where there shouldn't be. Came out perfect. Moving on to the next step are these midsoles. First step you gotta do is tape off the uppers and soles so we can lay down these two colors. First color we're gonna lay down is this yellow paint that's pretty much straight yellow. I didn't mix anything else with it. And this custom turquoise paint. The colors I used to achieve this color is silver, blue turquoise, and light blue. Shoes are taped up. First color we're gonna lay down is this yellow color for the outside and inside pods using this angular brush. Onto the blue paint. Midsole repaint is fully done. The color matching came out well. Usually when I'm working with custom colors, I sometimes gotta add more colors because the color match wasn't on point. But this time I didn't have to do any of that. The color was just on point. So moving on to the next step, we're gonna have to protect this freshly painted midsole using some Krylon matte finish. That shit hurt. We got the tape off, finishes are fully dried. The midsole repaint came out really well. The lines are really sharp. The color match is perfect. The whole midsoles are back to factory. Moving on to the next step are these plastic tabs. On some areas it's slightly scuffed. We're gonna be removing them using some rubbing alcohol and cotton swabs. The reason why we're using these tools and not acetone is because acetone can ruin the plastic, and if we use anything else other than cotton swabs, it might remove the paint off the plastic, and we don't want to do that. All done with the tabs, easy peasy, tabby dabby. Restoration is coming out really well. Moving on to the next step are these tabs. We're gonna give the shoe a quick fade using these little clippers. Tabs are nicely trimmed, but as you can see on the material, it's starting to crack and it's pretty discolored. Just like I did on the Bugs Bunny 8's video a while back, I'm gonna touch it up using some blue turquoise paint that's mixed with Yak 900. That's the only thing I could do for this material since I can't really replace suede. Tabs are complete, they look a lot better, way better than what they used to look like. They're at least presentable now. Moving on to the next step is the 3M. As you can see in this area, it's pretty scuffed up. The issue with this though is you can't really repaint 3M, but you can touch it up with a silver marker. The only issue with this though is when you put the flash on the 3M, these areas are not gonna be 3M. 3M's all done, looks pretty good. Moving on to the last step before we lace the shoes up is this little white leather tab. We're gonna touch it up real quick with this angular brush and some white paint. I lied. The very last step we gotta do is give these shoelaces a quick trim. Thanks to the Velcro on the shoes, it completely frayed most of the shoelace. Let's take care of that real quick. Jeez Louise, that was quick.
Definitely not an actor.
What do you want? Do you want me crying, being dramatic? Jeez Louise. All right, YouTube, it's getting late. And let me just say, I'm glad to be done with these 8s. And it might just be fate that these 8s turned out so great after using Reshoevenate. It's Reshoevenator. But seriously, this restoration came out fantastic. I haven't said this in a really long time, but this restoration came out night and day. Pretty much what I did in this restoration was give these shoes a full proper deep clean inside and out using Reshoevenator Street Brush Advanced Sneaker Laundry System, as well as using our Reshoevenator Sneaker Laundry Detergent. Once that was all done, we moved on to removing the yellowing off the soles, re-glued the soles, which was a big pain in the ass, but it came out great. Moved on to removing some scuffs on the tabs, touched up the 3M, touched up the suede tabs, removed the creasing, touched up the white leather, and it's pretty much all I did, guys. It was a lot of work, but they came out really well. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel because we drop some dope content every week. This is Vick with Reshoevenator. It's been great.